Minnesota Timberwolves are going all in to compete for an NBA championship right now after acquiring three-time Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert from the Utah Jazz. Many have questioned Minnesota's aggressive approach as they packaged four unprotected first-round picks, this year's first-round pick in Walker Kessler, along with Patrick Beverley, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and Leandro Balmoro in order to acquire Rudy Gobert. Some believe that they gave up too much in a move that could come back to haunt them. However, that is far from the case. Not only did the Minnesota Timberwolves make the correct move, but they were clear-cut winners of this deal. The Wolves have a rising superstar in Anthony Edwards, who's only 20 years old, on his rookie contract, and projects to be on the roster for at least the next 7 years. They also have Karl Anthony Towns, one of the best offensive bigs in the NBA, and an All-NBA talent under contract for the next 6 seasons. With those two, along with D'Angelo Russell and Jaden McDaniels, the Wolves have a foundation which they can build around that will not only make those unprotected picks less valuable, considering that they won't be very high selections due to the fact that they're already very successful when healthy, but also increases the urgency of having to surround those players with the highest level talent possible. Making the trade for Gobert gives Minnesota their best chance to win an NBA championship in franchise history and gives them a star that will maximize the team's offense and defense for at least the next 4 seasons. Defensively, Gobert is arguably the very best defender in the sport. To understand why Gobert is so valuable, one must understand that rim protection is the most valuable form of defense. The most dangerous form of scoring comes at the rim as it's in closer proximity to the basket, and it's easier to convert on those opportunities as opposed to looks that are further away from the rim. As a rim protector, you have direct influence on an entire offense. If a team has weak rim protection, offenses will look to attack weaknesses and score frequently at the rim as it's the most valuable spot on the floor to attempt a field goal. This is why teams with defensively challenged bigs and a lack of elite rim protection tend to have some of the worst defenses in the NBA. In contrast, if a team has elite rim protection, offenses will struggle to convert on opportunities at the rim, which will often lead them to avoid shots at the rim altogether as a result of their failure to find success. This can lead offenses to be extremely jump shot dependent, which can show successful results, but is extremely volatile and not a reliable form of generating consistent offense. Gobert is the very best rim protector in the NBA as he uses his length, size, and timing to alter numerous shots at the rim, leading to offenses finding little success in getting easy opportunities when he's on the floor and settling for lower quality attempts as a result of his rim turns. Last season, when Gobert was on the floor, the Utah Jazz had a defensive rating of 104.5, meaning that they gave up 104.5 points to opposing offenses as a unit every 100 possessions. That would be equivalent to the best defense in the NBA. When Gobert wasn't on the floor, however, it was a very different story for Utah's defense. They had a defensive rating of 112.3, which would rank as the 20th best defense in the league as comparison. The reason behind this drastic fall off was a result of how much impact Gobert's rim protection provided, which was further enhanced by the Jazz's weak perimeter defense surrounding Gobert. Utah's perimeter defense struggled to contain offensive players at the point of attack and make timely rotations in order to adjust to offensive counters. This resulted in them relying on Gobert to bail them out frequently as the last line of defense, which isn't even the worst case scenario as he drastically blows up offensive advantages and shuts down opportunities to score at the rim, but that comes with its consequences. These consequences are put on full display, particularly come playoff time. There's a narrative out there that Gobert is a fraudulent playoff performer and that he gets exposed as a result of being unable to guard the perimeter. But in reality, neither of these things are true. Gobert is not a fraudulent playoff performer and he is able to defend in space. In fact, the Jazz's playoff failures is a testament to how great Gobert's defensive impact really is. Oftentimes, Gobert is caught not leaving the paint to guard a wide-open offensive player on the perimeter, which confuses many NBA fans. However, this situation only arises because one of the Jazz's perimeter defenders misses a rotation or gets a beat off the dribble. There are plenty of reasons why Gobert cannot leave the paint to attend to this. The main reason is he would be leaving the area of the court where it's easiest to score unattended, which would result in offenses routinely being able to score on every possession. It's an unfortunate situation that Gobert is faced with, often to no fault of his own, but the odds of making an open shot further away from the basket are lower than the odds of making a shot closer to the basket. Meaning he is making the right play by not going out to guard the perimeter player and living with the result. In Minnesota, there will be defensive weak spots that Gobert will be required to cover for, most notably his front court partner, Karl-Anthony Towns. But for the most part, the defensive context surrounding him will be a considerable upgrade than that he was surrounded with in Utah. Jaden McDaniels is one of the best young defenders in basketball and far superior to any defensive teammate that Gobert had in his final years with the Jazz. McDaniels provides elite versatility as he's able to effectively contain wings on the perimeter while also being able to provide strong secondary help. Anthony Edwards has become an above-average point of attack defender who only continues to improve on the defensive end, and Minnesota added pieces in the offseason like Kyle Anderson, who provides additional help, and traded for the draft rights of Josh Minott, who really covers ground quite well defensively. In regards to Karl-Anthony Towns, who is the Wolves' biggest weak link defensively, the move for Gobert gives Minnesota much more flexibility and comfort to run their scheme of playing Cat at the level of the screen and have him and another defender blitz the primary ball handler. If and when Cat gets beat, Minnesota will have Gobert protecting the rim. As a result of Gobert's rim deterrence, teams will often avoid going towards the rim, and Minnesota has switchable defenders that can make life hell for offenses and lead to wasted possessions. Minnesota already has a defensive core in place that led them to being a top 13 defense in basketball last season. Add arguably the best defender in the NBA to that core, and the result is an elite defense, which is almost always needed to win an NBA championship. Gobert's impact on this Minnesota Timberwolves team doesn't just stop on the defensive end, though. He will play a big role in their offensive success as he is one of the very best screen setters and roll men in the NBA. In his last season with the Utah Jazz, Gobert averaged 1.32 points per possession on 3.4 possessions a game as a roll man. This would be equivalent to the best offense in the NBA. This will be very beneficial for point guard D'Angelo Russell, who has been at his best in the past when paired with an elite roll man and play finisher like he was in Brooklyn with Jarrett Allen. The pairing of D'Angelo Russell and Rudy Gobert will be heavenly for the Minnesota Timberwolves offense, as Russell's playmaking will be maximized by Gobert's rolling to the rim, and Gobert will be getting tremendous opportunities to finish on the advantages that Russell creates for him.
First of all, get them open. I think the spacing that we get for them with my screening, with my rim gravity when I roll to the basket, and also my passing that I think I'm going to be able to showcase even more this year. All those things I think going to allow them to be even better, and that coupled obviously with the spacing that Cat is going to provide, and I think the way we're going to play, I think they're gonna be able to get a lot of more easy looks that they've been able to get the previous years, and just they haven't been throwing a lot of lobs over the last few years, but I think now we're gonna work on that, and it's another weapon that I think is really hard to guard, and I'm really excited. There's so many things obviously that we can talk about that we're going to be able to do on the floor, and that's what's going to make us unique, is that we're going to be able to have so many different weapons and so many different ways of playing together, that it's going to be fun.
So, was this deal an overpay? Absolutely not. Minnesota did not give up a current player of strong value in order to acquire Gobert, and they mainly had to give up unknown commodities in unprotected first-round picks, which is risky business, but those picks project to be late first-round picks since the Wolves project to be really good, and so that's a risk you're willing to take if a player like Gobert is indeed on the table. However, people can call this deal whatever they want. They want to say it's an overpay from Minnesota? Fine, have at it. That does not change the indisputable facts of what this deal provides Minnesota. This deal provides Minnesota with an elite player that can maximize the current strengths of the roster and make up for the weaknesses that the roster has, and it also provides the Minnesota Timberwolves with their best chance to win an NBA championship in franchise history.
He doesn't inhibit anything we have presently. He makes it better. He augments what we have presently. So when you look at fit, it's not just about talent. It's about kind of developing a team. And when you see Cat and you see D'Lo and you see Ant, these guys, he's just going to make them better without kind of putting a roadblock on some of the natural progression we've seen the last couple of years.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the TWSN YouTube channel. All of my social media is linked in the description. If you want to go follow and interact with me, I'm always able to do that. And let me know in the comments, was this deal an overpay for the Minnesota Timberwolves? And how would you grade this deal for the Minnesota Timberwolves? Will they be the beneficiaries of this, or will this deal come back to haunt them? But until next time, guys, peace.
Get up, let me begin. This is TWSN. You ain't heard about us yet, well you better know now, because it's the place that it all goes down.